ho ho. Welcome back, my comrades, to another one of my creature design videos for this world building series I've been doing on the channel. Those of you who are subscribed already know this, but these creatures and all this art is going to be for a bestiary book that I'm going to be publishing over on Amazon in the near future. So, in case you didn't pick up on what the theme of this creature you see me working on is, it's Christmas time and I wanted to draw something up that coincides with the most wonderful time of the year. In one of my previous episodes, I did a Halloween themed video, so I felt like I could squeeze in another holiday themed one here. As for this specimen you see me sketching up, it's my fantasy world's homage to my favorite devious Christmas character, Krampus. I love monsters, obviously, it's kind of a big theme on my channel here, so of course if I was going to design any sort of Christmas inspired creature, the choice had to be one based off Krampus. Originally I wanted to design two separate creatures, one based off Krampus and the other based off reindeers or Rudolph in general, but the concepts kind of just ended up fusing together into this one entity. I had the idea of making a reindeer-like creature with the tips of its antlers on fire and like a little fiery nose. But with my Krampus-like creature, I also wanted it to have deer-like antlers instead of ram's horns to differentiate it from its cousin species, the satyr, which you can see here on the screen. So I didn't want to make two different creatures, each with reindeer antlers. So they kind of hit that Dragon Ball Z fusion and combined into this shadowy figure you see me working on. I also didn't want to just straight up call these creatures Krampuses, because it sounded kind of odd. So I'm calling them Krampier to relate its name more to that of the satyr. If you already saw my previous video with the satyr, you probably remember that they're not the friendliest of beings towards humans or outsiders in general. The Krampiers ramp up that hostility to 11. They just straight up hate people. If we could take a moment to look at my world map here, all the way up north in this region here known as Winterblight is where these beasts are native to. It's a blistering cold biome where the snow never melts and it's dark out most of the year. Since it's a very harsh environment, there are not tons of settlements out here, but these Krampiers are highly feared by the townsfolk of the region. The Krampiers are very secluded and rarely ever seen out in the wild, and not a whole lot of information is known about them. However, the few things that are known about them are not the most pleasant. They are known for nabbing up unsuspecting people, binding them in their cold metal chains, and dragging them off to their godforsaken lairs deep within the mountains. It is said that the Krampiers drain the souls of their victims and use this essence to fuel their dark magical powers. Because of this, there are some villages that offer up yearly sacrifices to these beasts in order to limit the number of casualties they must suffer. Tying back to the idea of the antlers having their tips be lit on fire, I feel like it goes well with the Christmas theme of lights and candles, associated with the holiday. But for lore purposes, my idea is that these flickering embers could be the souls of those who were unfortunate enough to be the victims of these vile beings. You can see I gave this dude a Santa Claus inspired robe, of course. Gotta play into that theme some more. I thought about maybe giving it a hood to push that mysterious, creepy kind of factor where its face is cloaked in darkness, but I ended up not going that route. I don't know if any of y'all have seen the movie Krampus. I mean, there's a few different iterations, but I'm talking about the actual good one from 2015. That was a really cool design that he had in the movie. Really disturbing. It's also one of my favorite Christmas movies, along with Elf, The Grinch, and of course A Christmas Story, which is like the movie my family would watch as tradition every single year when I was growing up. Let me know in the comments down below which Christmas movies are some of y'all's favorite. Let's see if anyone says Die Hard, because that's always a topic up for debate on whether or not it's a proper Christmas movie. But anyways, here's the completed bestiary entry for the Krampier. And now I'll read off its lore entry before we turn the page and check out some other details on this creature. Are those bells I hear ringing in the distance on this dark, snowy night? Or could it be the clanging of cold metal chains adorned by the dreaded Krampier? Not much is known about these creatures, as few have ever been seen out in the bleak wilderness of Winterblight. While their satyr cousins are known for being aloof towards humankind, the Krampiers are just outright hateful. These shadowy beings are feared by the folk who live in the remote towns and villages scattered across the frostbitten region. They often tell stories of people being taken by a Crampier, bound in its chains, and dragged back to its lair. It is believed that the Crampiers strip the souls of their victims and use them to empower their dark magics, but no one knows for certain. And now let's flip the page here so y'all can see some other flavor text and intel on these hooved fiends. Let me know what y'all think about this creature design here. Do me a solid if you like the vid, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, and subscribe to the channel if you like the content and want to see more. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and I'll see you in the next one.